lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He sliced through. He tags Richard Eck.
With only 5 weeks left for Season 1 of 2017 of the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series, J.R. Shepherd seems primed to win his third series championship in the Modified. So far this season, only one guy has beaten him. That's Matt LaVenture. Of course, he's not been here for the last few weeks, but last week, it seemed that Jacob Williams and Matt Hoos might give Shepherd a fight. But in the end, all he did was fight each other on a restart as they wrecked and Shepherd took the lead to win his 5th race of the season. Today, we travel west to California in the Irwindale Speedway for round 7 of the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Chris Scala, alongside me, Sean Ambrose, Joe Peak, of course, the master with the plan, and Dougie Beard, always providing on the cameras. Last week in Concord, Sean, we saw some wild action. Matt Hoos, Jacob Williams started on the front row for a second straight week. Hoos would take the lead for the first couple laps, and Jacob Williams would take the lead on lap 2. And then on lap 52, as I mentioned, on a restart, Jacob Williams and Hoos tangled, taking out multiple cars, including themselves, and the seas parted, and who do you know was in the lead? J.R. Shepherd. He took the lead, went on to lead the rest of the laps for his 5th win in 6 races, and believe it or not, his 12th win in the last 15 races. Now, Sean, I welcome you to the booth, as always, and Sean, we're in the inside part here of the Irwindale Speedway, as you're seeing on video, so we're not going to use the outside part. So this is a pretty small-sized bull ring. Tell us about this track that's just outside of Los Angeles.
Located in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley, less than 25 minutes from downtown LA. It's directly adjacent to the old 605 freeway and accessible from anywhere in Southern California. At least it was when there was still a track there, but it lives and it's alive and breathing here on iRacing. 0.333 miles. We'll say 0.33 for all practical purpose. That means 33 laps tonight around this track. Guess what, folks? There's no banking. Look for the rubber to really build up on this track. We were already noticing this in practice. Not a large field here tonight, but already rubber being built up on this track. Let's take a look at what it's like to get around this little bull ring here in the GSRC SK Modified.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Irwindale Raceway, the inner loop here. Here we go. Off into turn 1, very, very tight radius. Float up here on corner exit. You really never straighten out the wheel coming around here. Back down into turn 3, float this bottom here, back into the gas, all the way out. Let it float across the line. Back down into turn 1. That line on the track can be your kind of braking marker, if you will. Let it float out here to the other yellow line. Down into the corner once again. Float the middle, back onto the gas hard. And out. You kind of fall into a rhythm here. It's very, very easy. This is actually the inner, like I said, this is the inner variation of Irwindale, and it's kind of the baseline for the figure 8 track. So it's a whole lot of fun here. And across the line here, back down into turn 1. Letting it float. You might even get dizzy around here at these 14-second laps. Back down into the corner again. Let it float. Look for that yellow line. Back out here. Let it float, straighten out. Back off into the corner. That's actually going to be our track guide here around the Irwindale Speedway, the inner loop. I'm Brian Yazek, and this was the SK Modified. Enjoy the show.
That's a lap around Irwindale's inner speedway. Now, you noticed on the map that it showed on the screen that it was the outer version that you saw with the banking 6 to 12 in the 0.5 miles. Yes, that track is still race 2, but we're on the inner portion tonight. That's only 0.3 of a mile and 0 degrees of banking. Now, this week, it's been a tough week for the Outlaws as they lost a member who has participated in many Outlaw races. Kenny Morris passed away earlier this week, and drivers are paying tribute to him tonight, including Matt Hoos, who is driving the 05 Harley Davidson car tonight, which is the paint scheme that Kenny ran when he was a bootleg Outlaw modified drivers you see there on the screen with the Michigan driver. And again, they're paying tribute tonight, and Sean is going to talk to the league owner and driver of the number 5, Lowell Jewell. Sean?
Lowell, good evening, and the Kenny Morris Memorial 100 tonight is happening at Irwindale Speedway, and Hey, I wanted to give you a chance to maybe share a memory about Kenny with everybody. Certainly very sad to hear the loss, and we send our thoughts and condolences to his family and all of his friends here in the Bootleg Racing League.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. It's tough when this happens to friends that you've made in this virtual sport that we run. Kenny was a race car driver back in the early 80s. He was also a track announcer at Orlando Speed World in 1985. He was a huge racing fan. He also collected and refurbished Harley-Davidson motorcycles, which for me personally I thought was very cool. He stepped away from sim racing at BRL just over a year ago. Kenny passed away at home in Florida on February 20th at age 58. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife, his 2 daughters, his 2 grandchildren, and his entire family. While we will miss him, we are thankful to have known him, and we are thankful to have raced with him here at the Bootleg Racing League. Kenny will always be one of us. He'll always be an outlaw.
Well, Lowell, I'll tell you that I share that sentiment, and thank you for sharing that with us. It's always tough when we lose a friend and fellow racer, and again, for his family, we send our utmost condolences. But on to the racing we must go this evening here at Irwindale Speedway, and I believe this is the 3rd time we're going to get around this little inner loop here, this little 0.33 mile circuit. Give us your thoughts about this little configuration with no banking.
No banking, that is correct. I love these little bull rings like this. Sometimes I wish we had some outside walls though. We've got so many guys that's racing for second right now in this series that tonight should be interesting, and the rest of the season should be great. But it should be a fun race tonight. It's a little slick, which always makes things interesting.
And you're in a little bit of a points battle yourself back there in 5th. I think you're tied up with Matt Shinoski now.
Yeah, I need to stay in front of him for sure, which is always a challenge. Either one of them Shinoski brothers are they're tough to beat. But
yeah,
I think we'll have a little something tonight. It'll be fun.
Yeah, Tim's having a pretty good year himself, and Lowell, not a bad season for you either, sir. We hope for you the continued good fortune here at Irwindale tonight, and thanks again for coming in and sharing with us there for a moment.
All right, no problem. I appreciate the time to do it, and let's go race this one for Kenny.
Absolutely, we're going to get it done, buddy. And that was Lowell Jewell, driver of the number 5 SK Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified, and again, our thanks to Lowell. Chris, man, always love talking to Lowell. Tell you what, that's one big teddy bear there, buddy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and this is a great series to be a part of. And should mention that interview brought to you by the Virtual Grip Network. It's a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net. You could stay up to date on what's happening at iRacing and keep up with the top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series, the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series, which kicks off Tuesday night, by the way, and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. So, Sean, let's get to the business at hand here. Those point standings. Right now, it's a one-man show for the most part, but there is a dogfight for second.
There is, and let's face it, J.R. Shepherd would have to fall off the side of the earth for him to give up that championship at this point. But Jeff Sharp and Donnie Moore, and look at old Tim Shinoski there. We are battling for those top 3 positions in the points, and look who's back there in 5th with just an outside chance of, gets a little bit of luck, couple things fall his way. We've still got several races to go, Chris. Anything can happen. And as I mentioned with Lowell, when we were having that interview with him, Matt Shinoski tied with him back there in 5th, just 35 points behind J.R. Shepherd. But you can see the splits there on the screen. It's getting tight there in the points championship, that 2nd through 4th down to 5th.
Absolutely, and as we've learned actually earlier this week, if you're a basketball fan, some NBA players were quoted for saying that the Earth is flat. So apparently it's possible for J.R. Shepard to fall off that side. Who knows? But let's hope that doesn't happen. But either way, that's a very tight point race. As you mentioned, 5 guys going for 4 positions there in the top 5. So we'll have to see what happens here tonight on this little bull ring. So, Sean, these cars, if somebody's new to us watching tonight on the Global Sim Racing channel or even on iRacing Live, let's talk about what we're going to see this evening.
Well, you just went for a ride around in the Global Sim Racing Channel SK Modified. That's what they'll be running here in the Bootleg Racing League this evening. It is the iRacing fixed setup. Everybody got the same setup to roll with tonight. It all comes down to the driver. We'll be inverting the grid from the top 10 finishers last week. So last week's winner will be starting in the middle of the field, folks. All right, tonight's race is 100 laps, 33 miles. 1 fast repair if you need it. This track, very, very tight confines. You might need that fast repair this evening, but if you go in the pits, no tires. You cannot take any tires. If you do, you will be penalized. Incident cap, there is none. Restarts, double file when we have them. And the weather this evening, Chris, it's, the iRacing dynamic weather, but I will tell you that it is 81 degrees and clear and 89 degrees on track.
They are a lot warmer where they are right now in California, considering I'm looking out the window and watching snow blow sideways right now at my place. So I think they're a little happier where they were, which, by the way, it was 61 when I woke up this morning. Welcome to upstate New York. Anyways, past champions here at the Irwindale Speedway. John, this might have been a good omen for the league tonight. There's a very familiar name at the bottom there.
Yeah, well, and here's the interesting thing about that. Okay, now, they've not run Irwindale a lot here. Okay, now the races back in 2014 and 2015, those were all run on the outer configuration. Okay, the half-mile circuit. The last 2 races, which were won by Mr. J.R. Shepard, were run on this inner configuration. Do you have a favorite yet for tonight's race, Chris?
Well, I think I'm going to speak for you and I tonight. As broadcasters, Sean, we don't really cheer on favorites and things like that. It's kind of not cool to do. It's, you always want to be unbiased towards everybody. But I think tonight, in honor of Kenny, I think we're all going with Matt Hoos tonight. I think it's fair to say. Drive the 05, driving a Harley Davidson car. Why not? How cool would it be to be in victory lane with that?
Well, and the cool thing is really Matt's got some momentum because he just won the truck race here just a few minutes ago and put on quite a show there. So you know what? Matt's a great pick for this evening, and again, he's got momentum on his side.
Now, I don't know if this seems to be a thing of irony. Matt Hoos is fastest in practice right now with a 13.829. Second place, J.R. Shepard. His difference, 0.055.
Okay, I didn't notice that, but that's kind of freaky, kind of strange. Yeah, interesting.
So we'll have to see what happens here this evening. It's going to be a lot of fun here, so we'll go green in about 2 minutes or so. Keys for tonight. Let's talk about restarts, Sean. Last season, Donnie Moore, I think he's probably somehow going to some iRacing therapy after last year. He jumped the restart towards the end, and it pretty much took him out of the title race when it was all over with. How do you treat the restarts tonight?
Better than that.
Fair way to put it.
Yeah, it was actually what happened, and I remember this like it was last weekend, to be really honest with you. But it was really out of character for Donnie. I think he just got a little overzealous. I don't know, a little nervous, whatever, and just made the type of mistake you don't generally see him make. I don't think you'll see him make that mistake again this evening. I do think on the restarts you're going to need a little bit of patience because the way you restart on this track is not quite like where we've been at the other tracks. So you've got to be careful. I talked earlier about this being a very tight course. This is a very, very narrow course to get these modifieds through and to find good advantages to pass.
So second key for tonight, Sean. Don't go too far up. There's a hip-hop song that recently has been released probably in the last year where pretty much the lyrics say, "Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up." I think racing-wise, tonight you don't want to be all the way up because there's no wall in the straightaways to hold you down. So how far is too far up?
Well, I will tell you, having been affiliated with the Bootleg Racing League for some time now, there's a bit of a gentleman's agreement that you're not really supposed to exploit the yellow line there on the back side too much, and you're certainly not allowed to exploit the white line on the front side of the track much at all. Really, if it's something being abused and it's brought into question, and I'm sure Lowell might be sending you an email as a warning, possibly.
Yep, there you go. So don't do it. And then final, as we are about to grid, JR is running away with this title. Who is his biggest competition? Sean, I'll let you answer that. Think about that. We'll answer that here in just a little bit. But right now, the cars are going to grid right there on that inner part of the track as we get ready for the Kenny Morris Memorial 100 here at the Irwindale Speedway. As we take a look at the starting grid again, inverted from the race last week at Concord. And what do you know? Matt Hoos on the pole in the 05. Here we go with the weirdness again, Sean. Lowell Jewell in the 5, starting second.
It's all about the 5s tonight, baby. That's great. All right, row 2 is going to be Mike Allen on the inside. Matt Shinoski starting outside in 4th.
Row 3, John Holcomb, Chip Dickard, who has been running pretty well here the last few races.
Row 4, Donnie Moore and Jeff Sharp.
Tim Shinoski, winner of tonight's street stock race. He's starting there in 9th alongside J.R. Shepard.
All right, and we've got Jeff Kendrick back with us tonight in the number 62. He'll start 11th. Philip Temple's going to start 12th tonight.
And the final 3 starters, Kurt Smith, Chris Wolfson, and Ralph Connor, rounding out the top 15. I'm going to create a little trouble here for a second, Sean, because that's what I do. Next season, I want to see these Outlaws run the figure 8. I'm throwing it out there.
You're going to have to do some serious arm wrenching on Lowell for that. Good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out.
I'm pretty sure that's going to go as well as, I don't know, something. I can't think of anything that doesn't go well.
Hey, I just got my YouTube notification on my cell phone here that it's time to watch the Bootleg Racing League. Let's do it.
I like it. You're watching on iRacing Live on the Global Sim Racing channel, and if you're chatting with us, we have our chat up. Sean's there. I'm here. And if you want to talk with us, feel free to message. I was just actually talking with David Loomis. He asked me when I'm running the street stocks next with the Bootleg guys. That's next Saturday, actually, at Southern. For right now, tonight, it's 100 laps as we pay tribute to Kenny Morris in the Kenny Morris Memorial 100 at Irwindale.
Boy, no real problems for Hoos getting started there. He gets off to a nice jump, Chris.
Hoos is loose in that 05. And how fitting it'll be the 05 leading lap 1. Lowell Jewell, he's up in LA right now trying to get to the bottom line. That inside line, though, going to work its way up with Mike Allen and John Holcomb.
Yeah, his car really washing up the track here early and no spot to get down in between. In fact, Donnie Moore just on the inside of Lowell Jewell.
Donnie going to work that. Yeah, he's got that Irwin Tools car on the inside there. You got the 07, the brothers battling, Shinoski brothers, the 07 and 00. And Tim just working well. Trouble back in the back. The 19 is around. No contact with anything, but Phil Temples has spun it.
Oh, and it looks like just a little hard side-by-side racing there between Philip Temples and Kurt Smith. A little bit of wheel contact gets Philip around.
First caution, lap number 3. Oh, yeah, you can see right there, just not much room. The 6 of Kurt Smith gets in the back of him, and the 19 might feel like he was ribbed a little bit, but hey. Sponsor thing there, Sean.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, making sure, because I got no reaction. That scares me when you don't react. Maybe that's the sign, actually, of things to come for me.
I'll tell you what, again, great start by Matt Hoos. He got off to a great jump. Now, what's going to be interesting here is going to get to restart with Mike Allen on the outside. Now, Mike Allen, tough customer, man, hard charger. He's going to battle on the outside there with Hoos.
Oh, yeah, Mike Allen definitely will put up a fight. There's a reason why the Goodrich is on his car, and he has a black car, kind of like a certain individual always raced hard in the past. So he's going to put that to work. Donnie Moore up there at 4th. He'll be on that high side. That is not where you want to be right off the bat. And how about J.R. Shepard? 3 laps in, he's still kind of stuck back in that 10th position.
And, Chris, while we're here at Irwindale Speedway or Event Center, or however you want to refer to it these days, I was extremely mistaken at the beginning of the broadcast when I said that it's not here anymore. It is, and they do have a full schedule for March on their website now as we speak. And I guess I had them turn it into a parking lot before it's time. So.
It happens. One of those blueprints, I guess you had, right? But no, one of the coolest races that I always enjoyed watching every year was the Toyota Showdown here at Irwindale, where they bring all the K&N cars over. That was one of the funnest races every year to watch in January. But pace car going to pull off, or in this case, to the right of pit road. Or not, I guess he's going to pull to the right on the front stretch. Or maybe he wants to take the green. He can do that too if he wants. He decides not to. Green comes out. Matt Hoos is on it. Mike Allen going to get jumped there for a second. Here comes Holcomb, that Lawrence towing machine. Oh, contact. Mike Allen gets sent spinning. Kind of chopped down on Lowell.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between him and Lowell. Wheel-to-wheel contact. Not seeing any damage on Mike's car. He's able to get around without any damage. Here's on the replay. There's Lowell in number 5. Mike Allen there just in front of Donnie Moore up top. You see the contact, and Mike gets around.
Yeah, the Virginia driver there, unfortunately, I think he thought he might be clear or maybe could make a hole there, but there really wasn't one. And Lowell, he sent him packing pretty much. Now, should mention, Sean, real quickly, Joe Peak has reminded us of something, and I didn't think about this. We haven't talked about this since we just kind of arrived here a little bit ago. He said he was paying for In-N-Out Burger tonight for us, so all viewers can come too.
Yeah, well, you know what? He did say something, and now he's got me looking all over the place for it. But there have been rumors of a certain In-N-Out Burger chain sign here at the track somewhere, maybe outside turn 3. We'll have to see if we can get eyes on that at some point.
Kind of like the Iowa Speedway where you got the gas station sign off the backstretch.
Yes.
And I think the gas prices on that sign are like $4, kind of like it was when the track came in. But needless to say, the one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about, Sean, before is apparently, yep, there's the In-N-Out sign right there in the background.
Right there in the middle.
Oh, we got another caution. There might be time to run over there. But, Sean, I was going to ask you, who do you see being the closest competition for J.R. Shepherd?
In this race or this season?
In general, the rest of the season.
Well, Matt LaVenture's not here. Donnie Moore, possibly. One of either of the Shinosky brothers, Matt or Tim, they're really coming on.
I'll tell you what, Donnie Moore's been a man on the move. Started 7th. He is up to the 3rd position. Jeff Kendrick from 11th up to 6th already. So some comers and goers here as we're about to go green. This will be the completion of lap number 15 already out of 102 cautions so far for 9 laps. Lowell Jewell getting a bump to John Holcomb saying, hey, buddy, you better put it in gear. Pace car pulls off and back to racing. And Holcomb's on it.
Boy, Matt, they were all over Matt on that restart that time. Donnie wasn't playing around at all.
Donnie almost feels like this track owes him one. Oh, a little contact with the 69 gets pushed up a little bit. And the 04, look at Chip Dickert.
Dude, Lowell runs it out a little wide there. Now Chip is under assault from J.R. Shepherd right behind him there, Chris.
Yeah, J.R. Shepherd looking to make some moves himself there. You got Kurt Smith in the 6th. Another pass up in front there. Tim Shinosky going around John Holcomb. That is for 3rd. A lot of passing going on. That's what makes this track so fun. Oh, getting close there.
Boy, Lowell Jewell still stuck up on the outside there, Chris. He's just shuffling all the way back through the field.
I won't sing, but just know that he's all by himself on the outside, and here comes Sharp to the inside. And there's the 19, Phil Temples trying to rebound after his little spin earlier. Back up front, it is Matt Hoos. Donnie Moore not getting too far out there, though. Only about a 0.3 of a second lead. The 26 there behind the 05.
Yeah, and J.R. Shepard's mired back here in 6th place. He's got no place to go. Chip Dicker doing a pretty good job up in front of him, holding him off.
Talking about a race of comers and goers, let's look at this. Who started on the pole, so he's leading. You got the guy who started 7th, he's 2nd, Donnie Moore. The guy who started 9th is 3rd, Tim Shinowski. Guy who started 5th is 4th, John Holcomb. A lot of comers and goers early.
Mike Allen, unfortunately, the biggest loser of all right now. He's back in the field, started all the way up front here on the 2nd row, and now finds himself fighting from the back end of this thing.
Yeah, just a tough situation for him. I'm sure he's probably a little rattled, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, but he'll get himself back going here, get some momentum, and get that 59 back on a roll as he's trying to catch up with Chris Wolfson back there in the 14th position. We got a fight on for 5th. Chip Dicker at the 04 Diet Coke machine trying to hold off Mr. Shepard.
Yes, he is. And ooh, Shepard real close to laying the chrome horn to him right there as they got out of turn 4.
He's looking. A fight right up ahead for 3rd, too. Donnie Moore and Tim Shinowski trying to get underneath. A good 5-car fight here.
Time to get moving. These laps burn off quick, Chris. They're turning 14 second laps. It doesn't take any time. Oh, Chip Dicker.
Wow,
big
they're
mistake.
If you want to call that the apron they're using. JR had all 4 underneath there. Oh, and they got a pass back here. The 19, Phil Temple's moving up to the 7th position past Kurt Smith, and now Jeff Sharp trying to go in, almost makes contact. Oh, and he does make contact. Kurt Smith's around. Third caution.
Jeff Sharp's going to get him there. Kurt starting to kind of to close his arc there on the turn and bring it down, and Jeff trying to run it hard through there, and just a little bit of contact gets him around. I think it's going to keep the damage to a minimum. Kurt might have a little bit of right rear damage on that car, but I think for the most part, he's going to be in pretty good shape.
That's the tough part about short track racing, Sean, is you could talk about the Indiana driver there, Kurt. Did he have to give him the room there on the inside, or did, the Sharp car, the 49 there, did he drive it in there maybe a little too deep or something? That's the always tough part about short track racing in this case.
Yeah, well, listen, you're always driving on the limit, on the edge of the limit, and sometimes right over the limit. And when positions are at a premium, you look like you have an opportunity, you may drive it a little harder into that turn, and there's certainly nothing intentional there. Just and it wasn't even really hard contact. Proof of that is Kurt's not having to bring that car into the pit. He's still rolling, and just a little bit of damage on the rear end, but he's going to be okay with that.
So 3rd caution out, lap number 33 out of the 100 here in the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. Again, earlier tonight they had 2 other races. Tim Shinowski won in the street stock race, and then Matt Hoos winning the truck race tonight. So Matt trying to carry the momentum, and what do you know, the guy in 3rd is the guy who won the street stock race. So the 2 winners looking to keep it on a roll here in SoCal. That's young for Southern Cal, Sean.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, just making sure. Pace car going to
right.
pull off to lap number 35, and Hoos is on it again. Going to clear Donnie Moore off too. Moore tried to get him on the outside, and like you said, I think, Sean, at the beginning of the broadcast, Donnie Moore going to be a little more timid, I think, on that pedal on a restart here.
Yeah, definitely going to watch. But what he needs to watch is
got a hip check with Holcomb.
Yeah, Tim Shinowski in his mirror now.
Up trouble. Oh. Turn to Mike Allen's back around.
Oh, Mike Allen and
Kurt Smith.
And the 6th, the Kurt Smith. And boy, Kurt not having as solid a run as he'd like to have this evening. And the replay here.
Very similar situation, except Kurt was in there.
Yeah, Kurt was in there, definitely.
I'm going to go on board with
Jeff Sharp.
There you see Allen just trying to stay on that door of that 6, and he's there. Yeah, I wonder if Mike reacted to that car being on the outside there up in front of him.
Maybe so, and Mike picking up enough damage on that SK modified, that good wrench number 59. He's got to bring it into the pit lane.
And you know the pits are on the outside of the track here at Irwindale, so very interesting because you got 30-mile-an-hour speed limit and you're on the outside of the track, which is the longer way around, so you got to take the long way home. And then back on the speedway without going a lap down.
Yeah, and it's a long way around. It really is.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember laps usually around the half mile at 17, 18, 19 seconds, somewhere in that range, I think.
Yeah, and you've got a pit speed limit of 30 miles an hour, so it's a bit of a crawl.
So let's take a look at our top 10 right now. As you'll see it on the board, Matt Hoos leading. Donnie Moore, P2 right there. Tim Shinowski, third. John Holcomb, Chip Dickert, your top 5. J.R. Shepard, he's going to be stuck on that outside in 6th. That could be huge. Lowell Joel, Phil Temples, Ralph Connor up tonight. Jeff Kendrick in 10th as we're about to go back to racing. The laps here are really quick under caution, only about 30-second laps. Well, they definitely log them in pretty quick, Sean.
Yes, they do. We're going to restart with 60 laps to go.
Here we go. Who's back on it? Donnie Moore with a good jump. See if Moore can put the outside to work here. So far, yes.
Nice. Oh, and Tim Shinowski moves up the track just a little bit right in front of Sean Holcomb.
Gets tagged.
Oh, boy.
Rewind, going to 3. Oh, and J.R. Shepard's going to get turned.
J.R. Shepard
He
gets
saved it.
contact from behind.
Yeah, Dickert went around, though, I believe. Yep.
Look at him scrambling back here. J.R. Shepard still under power, still digging.
And by the way, Hoos is still fighting for the lead with Shinowski here.
Looking on the replay here, you see him 3 wide there.
Wow.
You see Dickert get the contact from behind there with Shepard. Shepard able to keep it going.
Yeah, both able to continue on, no caution. Tough break for Dickert, though. He's going to be the worst end of that. Meanwhile, Shinowski's going to get the lead from Hoos. Donnie Moore going to get that inside now. Oh, and Donnie gets a little loose. Can Hoos fill it in? Oh, I think he's going to get a run here. He should be able to come down. Hoos holds on to second. The 2 winners from tonight, 1 and 2.
Tim Shinowski on point. Man, he's been on a run.
Yeah, he's got a couple of top 3 finishes the last couple of weeks, and now going for that win. Been a while since we called it Shinowski.
Several cars around here in the back of the field. Chris Wolfson was one of them. So was Lowell Jewell. Did not bring out the caution flag.
And right in front of them, they're 3 wide. But we're going to see the replay real quick and what happened here.
There's Wolfson in the 17.
Oh, he drove it in there.
Lowell Jewell in the 5.
And Wolfson drove it a little deep. Tough break for both, though. We stay green again.
What a wild and crazy battle we've got going here. Holcomb looking for some real estate down under Donnie Moore.
Oh, and Phil Temples, where did he come from? He's 5th. Holcomb working that inside. Donnie Moore working that outside. Temples working the back bumper of Holcomb. Oh, a little net code with Donnie Moore. Good save.
Ooh, I maybe you saw a little net code. I saw the Trojan horse coming through there.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. It's a family show.
Well, tell you what, we've got a pretty great battle going on this evening. These guys have been beating and banging on each other a little bit. We're still green, baby.
Yeah, we're already halfway. 17 minutes into the race. We're halfway. Who's looking?
Battle for the lead.
Janowski protecting that bottom. Hey, who's putting 2 wheels under that yellow line? Or I guess a faded yellow line there. You're on board with Hoos.
Really exploring the boundaries of the track right now, aren't we?
I'm waiting to see somebody put all four down there and run that lane.
I like what I'm seeing. They are running hard tonight.
And we wouldn't have it any other way on a Saturday night, right?
No, sir. The Kenny Morris Memorial Race is turning out to be a great one here on the Global Sim Racing Channel and iRacing Live.
And we appreciate all the viewers watching tonight, all the first-time modified watchers. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. This is the best you're going to see out of modified racers every Saturday night here. As whoa,
Temples gets loose back there just in front of J.R. Shepard.
Shepard trying to work that high line. Not able to do it. Who's trying to get a grip off low, and he can't yet.
Gonna have to start worrying about Holcomb here pretty quick. He's in the mix.
Hey, what? There's just about 6 cars right here in the mix.
I like what Hoos is doing here. He's working on him.
Yeah, he's just trying to get the run. He's being patient, letting Shanowski maybe wear his tires out. Hoos might be saving a little more, but the one thing you're not seeing is any of them come off that yellow line. It's right there. Tim Shanowski loose on the inside. Hoos not able to get it done. Temples drives into Holcomb.
Holcomb gets the shot from behind there by Philip Temples, able to save the car. Who's really trying to wear out Tim Shanowski here.
He's up on him.
And that chrome horn to him.
He's there. Get the grip. No, not yet. He's doing everything right, too. I mean, it's hard to diamond a track like this because you just really can't with it being 0 degrees of banking. But you see the high approach, going to cross it down. Oh, trouble.
Oh, it looks...
Chip Dickard.
Yeah, Chip Dickard looks like got a little bit slow on track and then got contact from behind by Jeff Sharp. Nothing intentional. I'm not sure what happened to Chip there, but the car got... I don't think he was backing up his entry to the turn that soon. But the car got a little slow, and Jeff gets him from behind there.
Ralph Connor getting the going behind the wall, I should say, in the 9. So unfortunately, he's going to finish last tonight, I believe. But 36 laps to go. Caution number 5. You see the Shanowskis pretty much sandwiched on the outside of 2nd through 9th. Hoos, Holcomb, Temples cleared, or Shepard going to be 5th. Moore, Kendrick, Sharp, Allen, and as I mentioned, the other Shanowski. And apparently Chip Dickard got a little iRacing glitch from driving in the infield there with the black flag. So he is going to get waved around the pace car to get back on the lead lap because I don't think it counted his lap. So he's going to get waved around and come back to be the... he's going to get back on the lead lap here and start in the back.
Well, Chris, this has been a pretty good race so far. What do you think?
Let me ask you this, Sean. Has there ever been a race that's not been good?
Sure, not in the bootleg racing.
I mean, the standards are always high here, and they always put on a great show. A well-organized league ran by Lowell Jewell. And if you do want to get a part of the series, they do have some great racing outside of just this. 9 o'clock every Saturday night. Of course, they have the street stocks that run at 7 o'clock every Saturday evening. Pro Truck Series, 8 o'clock every Saturday evening. And then, of course, Tuesday nights, as soon as they release the dirt, you'll see the Bootleg Racing League Late Model Dirt Series coming out in the very, very near future. But these guys, they definitely know how to short track race. And Hoos has elected to throw the caution back. I think we were wanting to go. Oh, they're getting Dickard back on the lead lap here, I guess.
Yeah, they're trying to get Chip back on pace with everybody.
And of course, this is the perfect time, by the way, if you do want to sign up for the league, because you got, 4 races left after tonight. Get some experience and go start season 2, which I'm assuming is going to be at Martinsville, because that's where they always start.
Mm-hmm. And listen, you know what? You mentioned this being a great time. It is a great time because they're going to probably be looking to add a couple of modified drivers to the series for next season. And if you want a chance to do that, you got to prove your wares down in the street stocks and on Tuesday nights in the trucks. So here we go, Chris.
Yeah, pace car going to pull back off as 31 laps to go this time by, and Hoos gets a good start. Oh, and Holcomb drives into Shinowski.
Oh, boy.
Hoos is up in Pasadena on the back straightaway trying to get to the inside.
Yes, he was. He was trying to get a run up there. I don't know if it helped.
Contact. Temples gets hip checked.
Damn, man. Temple's really driving it hard up there on the outside.
I'm here. Carl Dunnymore sideways. He saves it. No, Matt Shinowski's in the wall. More
Everybody's
contact.
still going. Everybody's still. We had
More
3
contact.
wide.
Oh, and Wolfson saves it.
My word.
Meanwhile, J.R. Shepard looking for 4th on the 19. And he's got it. And you see the replay.
Get it.
Yeah, Shepard's going to take 4th. You see the replay of what happened. Shinowski gets wall climbing, rail slide. Oh, Joel, the big gainer there. He gained like 4 spots there.
Yeah, and Matt Shinowski had to bring it into the pit for that.
Oh, tough break. Got to get the reset and get out there, but he's going to be a couple laps down probably now.
Yeah, in fact, he is. He's already lost 2 laps.
Oh, Shinowski loose.
Yeah, Matt, who's still trying to find an opportunity. There he goes. Going to try to cross him over.
Second verse, same as the first. Hoos is there. Oh, he's got the grip. Oh, contact.
See the accordion? The accordion is out, Chris.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Tip Shinowski enters high there. Kind of got a little loose. Back end swapping.
Who's is, you know what? He might be digging harder than I've ever seen him dig right now.
Oh,
absolutely. He's got boy, he really wants this bad. We all want it bad for him tonight.
Mm-hmm. With all the luck he has had and what he's doing tonight to pay tribute to a fellow driver, this is the perfect thing if he can get to the front. And Tim Shinowski, he has, there's no way he's going to give it up, which I totally understand that. You're racing for the win, so he's got to keep going here. I mean, yeah, you would love to see the 05 win. You got to race here.
Yeah, Tim Shinowski in a great points battle right now, and what a result this could be for him, especially to break up JR's streak of just dominating this series for the past 2 seasons.
Boost with a good run off of 4 that time. J.R. Shepard going to cross over back here, and Holcomb got a little loose. $16 to go next time, or $17 to go next time by.
Really?
Yeah, already.
Did we just start this thing 5 minutes ago?
I think we just got here from Concord. Who's going to try to get the run?
Almost had it right there. Not quite. No cigar.
I think Tim Shinowski has knocked the mirror off the front of his car because he don't want to see what's going on behind him.
No, he's not looking at it. Nor should he be.
No. This one of these you just break it off, throw it on the floorboard. I don't need to see anything anymore. Shepard looking for 3rd. Not able to make the move.
Amazing. All of a sudden, nobody's able to make a move. These guys are making moves all over the place here just a few minutes ago.
Everybody's going defensive instead of offensive.
Yeah. Did we run out of tricks here, guys?
Let's say, shouldn't it be the other way around? Should it have been defensive early, offensive now? You've got it all wrong.
Man, Matt, who's still digging. He really, he likes to get those 2 tires, drop them right down below the yellow line there. He's finding some grip, but man, when he gets off the turn, hard to find any momentum there to get
to get it.
Yeah. some momentum with the
Tim's
Chrome horn.
loose. Hey, Sean, you know my rule of thumb when it comes to short track racing when you're holding somebody up, right?
Put a stick in his side, let him know you're there.
That's one, but the other one is when you see 6 cars lined up behind you, you know you're holding up.
Yeah. Oh,
he was there. Oh, and Holcomb's going to pay for it here. He gets turned.
Oh, bad break for John. Bad break for John Holcomb there.
You can't blame Shepard for that. That was just racing.
No, you can't. That's going to give Shepard an opportunity to finish on the podium here if he can hold it off.
Oh, and Temples
spin him
goes
behind.
around. Temples and the 62 of Jeff Kendrick in this.
Yeah, and just a little. Man, again, I keep saying a little bit of contact. It's really all it takes with these cars. You're going to see right there, Kendrick, just a slight touch there on the outside wheel there of Temples or the inside left rear, and that sends him around.
You got to remember, these cars are driving on a flat track at 50 mile an hour through the corner. Picture yourself driving really close to somebody out on the interstate, and then all of a sudden you touch them. What's going to happen? There's no banking to save the car.
Boy, Tim Shinowski definitely wanted to see that caution flag. That I got a feeling that might work out for him.
Matt Shinowski going to get the wave around, and we're going to have like a 2-lap restart here or something, from what I'm seeing.
That sounds about right.
You see the rest of the lineup there. Tim Shinowski, Matt Hoos, J.R. Shepard, Mike Allen up to 4th? Huh?
What? When did that happen?
Where did he come from?
You know what? I can tell you where it came from. It came for all that shuffling that was going on in cars, going 3 wide and people spinning in the infield. Mike stayed out of trouble, kept his head down and the wheels straight, or at least pointed in the correct direction. And here you go. He's sitting there in 4th place, just working hard. Out there working hard, Chris.
We are going to have a 3-lap shootout to figure this race out. If you're Shinowski, you want to nail this. If you're Matt Hoos, you don't want to get black flagged.
Yeah, you don't want to get black flagged, indeed. We've seen that happen.
So, yeah. I was going to say, in about 35 seconds, we're going to find out who wins this race. That's how quick they get around here. Oh, I'm hearing people hitting each other back here. Here we go. Pace car is going to hang a right if he don't take off with the cars. And good start by Shinowski. Good start by Shepard.
Hoos got a little checked up there on the start.
Oh, and Donnie Moore goes around. Caution is out. That's going to end it.
Oh. That's tough. That's tough for it to end that way. But congratulations to Tim Shinowski. What a huge win for him this evening. What a great run for Matt Hoos. Shame he didn't get the win there, Chris, but just a tremendous run for him this evening.
Yeah, you can't help but be proud of that 05 tonight. Who's doing that tonight for Kenny Morris? That's such a cool tribute in the end. Unfortunately, he's going to fall 1 spot short, but he'll be proud, and Kenny's going to be proud of the effort tonight by Mr. Hoos. But white flag for Tim Shinowski, going to go to victory lane here. And this is interesting. You remember the last driver not named Matt LaVenture or J.R. Shepard to win a race?
Ooh, you're going to have to get me... let me take a guess. Hang on. John Holcomb.
Yeah, it was Matt Shinowski. So in between all the Holcomb and LaVenture dominance, we have a Shinowski sandwich coming off of turn number 4. And Tim Shinowski's going to pick up his first win of the season in the Kenny Morris Memorial 100. Who's going to get second? Shepard going to finish third, and that's his worst finish in about 13 races. I have to look at that number. Mike Allen going to finish 4th. John Holcomb there in the 5th position, but Tim Shanowski going to be celebrating in victory lane here in just a couple minutes. We're going to step away. We'll get the top 3 organized, get your final standings, and send it home as we are on the Global Sim Racing channel. We'll be right back. And back at Irwindale Speedway, as tonight Tim Shanowski is pretty much broken up the Matt LaVenture / J.R. Shepard dominance with his win over Matt Hoos as the race ended under caution. Matt Hoos with his valiant effort finishing second tonight. J.R. Shepard third. The comeback kid, we'll call him tonight, Mike Allen finishing fourth. John Holcomb with your top five.
And Lowell Jewell going to get his sixth place finish tonight. Not bad, but he was tied with Matt Hoos in points, so looks like he's going to slip back to sixth in points this evening. We'll see here next week. But Jeff Sharp going to finish seventh. Eighth is going to go to Chris. Eighth is going to go to Chris Wolfson. Easy for me to say this evening.
Yeah.
Phil Temple's going to be ninth, and Kurt Smith 10th.
And the rest of your finishing order, Matt Shanowski 11th. So Kurt Smith will be the pole sitter next week at Southern. Jeff Kendrick 12th. Chip Dickert, Donnie Moore with a 14th place finish. The Irwindale Gremlins got him again. And Ralph Connor 15th. As we'll go down to Victory Lane, we'll bring in Tim Shanowski, the winner, who's kind of been grabbing that momentum tonight. And that momentum just carries on into this week as he gets himself a victory. Tim, congratulations, my friend, on the victory. And you and Hoos definitely put up the fight there to try to win this thing.
Yeah, it was a tough battle there. My car was pretty loose the whole time, and I know I had to check up a lot in the corners, but he raced me clean, and it was a really fun race.
It seemed like you were getting him at times on exit. He was getting you more on the entry. What were you trying to do different to try to keep him at bay?
I was just trying to back up my corners a little bit so that I could get hopefully a smooth run through the middle and then get a good run off. I think with my road racing background, I think that's my what I try to do a lot is try to back up the corners and then get a good exit. It worked tonight, I guess.
Well, sometimes you can bring that road racing to a short track like Irwindale. That's what definitely pays off. Now, Tim, I got a little trivia question for you. No, we don't get to do this often, but this is the 16th race since anyone named J.R. Shepard and Matt LaVenture won in the Outlaws. Do you know who the last driver to win was outside of them?
Well, I know it wasn't me. Might have been my brother Matt. I don't know.
It was your brother Matt at Stafford. So we'll call it the Shanowski sandwich between the streaks. And maybe he was the starter and you end the streak here tonight. But congratulations in the 07 going to Victory Lane.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. It was a great race. I'd just like to thank Lawrence Towing for sponsoring our series, and Lowell and Matt Hoos for doing all that they do for the series. And although this night was the Kenny Morris Memorial 100, I never got a chance to race with Kenny, but I know how important he was to the league, and I know like Matt Hoos ran his paint scheme and his number, so I know how important it was. So just glad I could pick up the win.
Well, Tim, you did a great job tonight. Congratulations, and well said there about Kenny, and we'll see you next week at Southern.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Tim Shanowski in Victory Lane, and this is going to be a pretty really cool interview to hear what Matt Hoos has to say about his second place run. The man fought hard tonight at 05. Sean, you're with him?
My old buddy Matt Hoos, and I was driving Kenny's 05 Harley Davidson machine, which you painted for Kenny, Matt, and I know you would have loved to have had the win, but you got to feel pretty good about that run tonight. What a fun race.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of fun. I know just Donnie got into me a little bit there and opened the door for Tim, but I gave that car a valiant effort. Man, it's been like 2 seasons since I've even got a podium, so I'm real excited and couldn't have it any better way than to do it in Kenny's paint.
Yeah, there were just a whole set of circumstances that were really strange there to start the race. The 05 being on the pole, the difference in your practice times. I think, Chris, you said it was, 0.55?
Ironically.
Yes. Fives were all over the place, and you gave the 05 a great run tonight. It was a lot of fun watching it, Matt, but the racing, pretty intense out there this evening at Irwindale.
It was. I really did not expect it to be like that here. It's kind of more follow the leader usually. But tell you what, this Irwindale Inter put on quite a race tonight. I can't wait to actually sit down and be able to watch this thing without sweating sitting here.
Yeah, and once you lost that spot to Tim, we were watching you work. You're really planting those two left sides down there just below the yellow. And tell us a little bit about that strategy, how that works, and what the car is really doing there when you're chopping that off like that.
Well, I was actually getting into the center, about the center of the corners when I dropped onto that part, and it would actually help the car turn a little bit on exit, and that was the only way I was going to get Tim. I was faster, but at this track, if you can run a steady line and just run in the groove, the guys have to make a way around, and that was about the only way I was going to do it. and it about worked out a couple times, but Tim ran a good race and held it off.
Well, Matt, certainly great to have you back in the booth and back on the podium this week, and a fitting tribute there to Kenny and in the Kenny Morris Memorial 100 this evening, and we can't thank you enough for taking some time to talk with us, sir.
Hey, thanks, guys, and appreciate what you guys do, and I guess we'll catch you next week.
All right, Matt, we'll see you next week, buddy. And now we get to talk to a familiar face here in the booth. That's J.R. Shepard, and Chris Scala has caught up with him. And maybe Chris hasn't caught up with him. J.R., what a race. And, man, there was a lot of stuff going on out there this evening. The business was picking up, sir.
Yeah, Sean, it definitely was. There was a lot of beating and banging, a lot of close racing tonight. Good hard racing. Before we go into anything else, I want to apologize to John Holcomb there a little bit. He had to check up for what was going on in front of him, and I tagged him a little bit, but he did a really nice save and still brought it home fifth. But that definitely wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I know you don't like to make contact with anybody. I know you take it pretty hard when you do, but again, with the volume of racing, actual hard racing that was going on this evening, we didn't come out of here with as many caution flags as you would think you'd get as a product of that racing. It was an awful lot of fun to watch, and you came all the way from the back, let's face it, towards the back of the field to get yourself in third. There was a while there. I didn't think you were going to find your way to the podium this evening. It was looking pretty grim there for you for a bit.
Yeah, it definitely was. Every time a caution did come out, it seemed like I was stuck on that outside, and you could make the outside work for a lap or two, but once the guys on the inside got clean, there just wasn't much that you could do with it. So once we got an inside lineup on a restart there, we were able to make our way to the front.
Yeah, that outside line, like you said, it works great for a lap or two, but it's not sustainable, and that's one of the things about this inner loop that makes it a lot of fun. If you can catch lightning in a bottle for that lap or two, you can make that move, but tough to keep it rolling up there.
Yeah, it was for sure, but overall, everybody ran a great race tonight. It was good hard racing, short track racing, and I give a congratulations for sure to Tim Shinosky tonight for how he ran that race. That was a good win.
Well, JR, listen, the points championship is, it's looking like it's in your favor right now by just a few points. You do plan on making the rest of these races. You don't want to add any drama to the scenario, do you?
I don't want to, definitely not, Sean, but we'll see. I plan on making the rest of them, but you never know. Something may pop up, and I might have to miss a week.
Yeah, well, life does happen, but what has happened tonight is great. We're happy to see you on the podium again, sir, and we'll see you next week. Thanks again, J.R. Shepard, driver, the number 98 SK, Quick Lube SK Modified, and Chris, I gotta say it one more time. What a show this evening.
It was a great show, and of course things sometimes don't go as planned, and I had it in my head totally what I was going to say to JR. I couldn't say it because of technical issues, but I'm going to throw this out there, Sean. You know the last time JR did not finish in the top two in a bootleg race? It was back in October. The Cubs had not won the World Series yet. Barack Obama was still in office.
That's ancient history.
So, I know we've been pumping and saying JR's running well, but when you're running that good, he's just an unstoppable force right now.
Yeah, he really is. Yep.
Yeah, Sean's final thoughts before we send it home?
Final thoughts is I did get to see Kenny Morris race here in the Bootleg Racing League, and I want to send my thoughts to his family and his friends and all the members here at the Bootleg Racing League. We're going to miss him, and we're happy to have had the time we got to spend with him, and that really is that's how I want to take it out tonight, buddy.
Well said, Sean. And also We'll add to that, and we'll also add thanks to our title sponsor, Lawrence Towing. They service Indianapolis, Indiana, and the neighboring communities. If you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. Also, Virtual Grip Network. It's a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net. You can stay up to date on what's happening at iRacing and keep up with the top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series, NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series, and a World Championship Grand Prix Series. VirtualGrip.network iRacing news and reports. You can check them out, virtualgrip.net and facebook.com/virtualgrip.
Thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more information on the series, about the Bootleg Racing League, you can find them at facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League. And at bootlegracingleague.com, check out their website. Lots of action there, lots of things to check out.
Also, thanks to the company's equipment and software you see on the screen right there, and that we use to do our broadcast.
And the original music you've heard on this broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. For information about all Global Sim Racing Channel events, go to globalsimracingchannel.com. You can also find us on Twitter at GSR Channel and on Facebook /Global Sim Racing Channel.
And we'll also have upcoming races. You see them on the schedule right there. And just like we were going to say, you can mark them on your calendar. And next week, Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series back on the East Coast at Southern Motorsports Park for round 8 of the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. So we hope to see you, as always, at 9:15 here on iRacing Live in the Global Sim Racing Channel. For Dougie Beard, Joe Peak, and Sean Ambrose, I'm Chris Scala. As we sign off tonight, we pay tribute to Kenny Morris. Kenny might not be here, but as Lowell Jewell said earlier tonight, Kenny Morris will always be an outlaw.